Since Jonathan Hickman tweeted that at the X office, we don't expect you to pick up all of the books, that philosophy is now going to apply to my whole pull list. Everything is under the microscope this week. I cannot continue to keep on reading a freaking stack of comics after comics. If I could choose, which I can, I'll pull 3 comic books a week and I'll be happy with it. I can't have weeks like this where I'm getting experimental, trying some number ones, some are constantly on my pull list. Everything's under the microscope, including Captain Marvel. This is the book in question. She-Hulk on the cover. Let's open the page and remind myself what I liked and disliked. When Thor is drawing close up like that, big face, beautiful. Far away, what happens? It's like his chest hair in that image there, it's present, and then it disappears over there. Look at that picture and look at him the same distance far away in this image, and all of a sudden he's got chest hair. Objectively, but flawed. Like I'm not being ridiculous when I criticize Lee Garbett, and I feel like on 2 videos ago I was telling you how I never crap on artists. So when I do actually have a problem with an artist, maybe it holds a little bit more water. So when Thor's talking to Lady Carol, he asks her questions and prepares a plan. Basically, he was representing the reader. Tony's good at these fiddly things. You and I will bludgeon the problem. But she explains to her how there's a couple of things that can go up. And if you get caught on the first one, they'll explode the rest of them. And there's something wrong with the way Vox Supreme says that we gotta do I gotta blow another one up to motivate you? And she thinks that there's a reason of why he worded it that way. I didn't when I read it that way, but that's cool. So Vox Supreme, Tony alerts her, is like a Latin word for voice, I think. Speaking of voices, can someone explain to me why the word balloon of Tony Stark is drawing squiggly? It's not a complete circle like everyone else's. Thor's word balloon's perfect. It's just he's got the cursive little writing for his font. But for some reason, Tony's isn't. What am I missing? Please help me out. So the plan goes the way Carol wants it to go. She returns to Vox Supreme, and she's off to find more Avengers. Here's the thing. The Black Panther suckers her, or he gets the first hit on her. He's got this big weapon that he can shoot her out of the sky. Wrong picture. This huge weapon. Black Panther is strapped. Where does he keep that thing? Who knows? But it's gonna go away in a couple of pages. With him catching her off surprise, but not realizing that it was Carol, I have a problem with it. She-Hulk, sure, she can find that it's not actually her. She's a little bit stupid. This man is a genius. If we're talking attributes and stuff. So like my video from 2 comic books ago. Well, Thor is supposed to be stronger than Carol and everything. I hope those same people are just as angry at the Black Panther losing this fight to her over, what was it? He's probably got more intelligence points than her. Although from this comic book, how he couldn't recognize a freaking lady with a mohawk of that stature, of that physique, who just killed Thor and took care of Tony Stark. I wonder who it could be, because he probably should have gotten on the phone and said, yo, Avengers are dropping like flies. What's your situation? And by process of elimination, everyone picks up the phone but her. Which is a problem, because how does She-Hulk show up? And why does she show up afterwards? The timing of it. It should be him and She-Hulk together, if they're at the same place, together, whooping on this mysterious person's ass. So T'Challa wasn't written very well at all. The surprise, oh, here's She-Hulk to show up out of nowhere, was bull. If he was planning this and he set up this area for everything, he would have had She-Hulk with him. It would have been a better plan. That's not my Black Panther. Artwork over here, not a word was said, and usually that's cool, but when I don't like the artist, I don't like how this 2 pages were executed. She then sparks up her fists. Let's say that T'Challa couldn't see it because he was in that smoke cloud. But she said if he sees the photon, he'll figure it out. He gets her. She gets him. He's electrocuted. He's off the picture. So maybe he did notice the photons. Doesn't matter because that was the last thing he saw. That does make sense. But She-Hulk comes out of nowhere and poof, takes care of Carol. This is the fight that was advertised here. I'd rather have the Black Panther not on the back of my comic book, but on the front of my comic book. Why? Is he less marketable? Well, will it sell less if the Black Panther is on it? So we're going to have to put She-Hulk on top of issue number 14. Maybe She-Hulk should have been on top of issue number 15 coming out next month. Maybe even they were on the phone saying, hey, artist, can you draw She-Hulk on issue number 15? And broken telephone, he heard 14, and that's why She-Hulk's on the cover of this. It was too late. Things were already advertised on Previews World, and that's why She-Hulk's on top of 14. Maybe we'll give it excuses like that. But I'd rather have Black Panther versus Carol as the cover, because the only She-Hulk image we get is the very final page where she's ready to take it. And it says, next, Nuff said, with a question mark. From my understanding, Nuff said is a Stan Lee quote. So the question mark of Nuff said makes sense. That's the last thing in here that makes sense. And the thing with Jonathan Hickman of how you don't got to pick up every X book and why I'm watching, this failed for me. This wasn't a, okay, Chillmonger, keep on reading Captain Marvel. I'm still subscribed to the story. I'll see what else I read this week. I read Amazing Spider-Man and I read Marauders at this point. And this would be the third book that I read. So I'll tell you how my Guardians read goes. I'll go tell you how my everything else that came this week. And then next week will be another contest of what survives. That's me. That's how I am with my comic books right now. I'm looking at 3 so that if there is a heavy week, then 5 would be the maximum. But what I got this week, I think I got 8 comic books. I'm not sure. I didn't count. But I can't keep doing that. That can't be a normal thing. Normal for me needs to be 3 comic books. You know, I'll get an X title that matters, that's relevant. And then I'll get the Avengers, of course, which is every 3 weeks. I'll probably keep on picking up Spider-Man. But I can't wait to drop Spider-Man. Once that starts to suck, once there's a tie-in, I'm out of here. I'm just, no more. 2 comic books a month that I don't need to read anymore. But the thing is, it's a really good book, so I want to read it. I want to collect it. It's Spider-Man. Captain Marvel doesn't have that same gotta have it, but it's entertaining. It was. Until this issue and I think 2 issues ago. It's fine. That's where I sit. You care because this is the end of the video, so it's not like I'm boring you. I try to talk about stupid shit at the back of videos rather than the front. You got your review already for 2 minutes ago. The last 2 minutes was me chit-chatting with you. How do you like this? Me and you just chit-chatting, talking about comic books. Do you subscribe to the channel? Do you like the videos? Do you leave comments? Who are you? I'm Chillmonger. That's not my real name, but I call myself that because privacy on the internet's a real thing. And that's not a challenge for someone to find my real... There's a couple of you who do know my real name, because I told you to follow me in real life, and you did. Thank you. I said follow, I meant subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter. That's something I never brought up. I've got a Twitter account. You ever want to message me? Tweet me. You ever want to draw a smiley face that I can change my my avatar for? Like, I gotta use that smiley face I got from Google where I put 2 stars in the middle of the sunglasses. If you're an artist, someone there, draw me a smiley face. It will be the official of the page, and I'll do intros with your smiley face. If you're an artist, if you got those talents. I'm done talking now. Deuces.